Cabinet minister in both President Uhuru Kenyatta's Jubilee government and partly President William Ruto's Kenya Kwanza government. The proverbial designated survivor till the Gen Z-led protests of last year, which saw him exit cabinet. We speak to former cabinet minister Simon Chelugui on life in cabinet, outside government now, and the state of the nation ahead of the 2027 polls. And the former minister is with me in studio. Good evening, and thank you very much for making time for us tonight.
Good evening, Abu Bakr, and thank you for hosting me tonight.
Welcome to TV47.
Thank you.
You are the only Uhuru-era cabinet secretary retained by President William Ruto after the Kenya Kwanza government came into office. Why do you think so? Why were you retained by President William Ruto?
I don't want to beat my drums, but I believe the current president, having also served together in the last administration when he served as a deputy president, I served as a cabinet secretary in the last regime of Uhuru Kenyatta. I undertook the assignment given to me by the former president in the water, irrigation and sanitation docket, together with labor and social protection docket, with diligence. And I believe I was able to exceed expectations of the administration, considering the presidency was under the President Uhuru Kenyatta and also William Ruto. And you will remember the highlights of my leadership in water included the days we dealt with the floods and managed Solai Dam collapse of the dam. I was able to handle that and be able to expand the water coverage. And also in my time as Labor and Social Protection Minister, we were able to deal with the challenges of COVID and were able to maintain industrial harmony and peace in the country.
We will come to your achievement at ministerial level. You credit performance for your retention into the Kenya Kwanza government. Some say you are more loyal to the current president. Is it so?
I was loyal to the government, and the leadership of that day was His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, and also our immediate boss, the deputy president, the current president, Dr. William Ruto. So in terms of ranking and structure of government, the president comes first and the deputy president comes second. Mm-hmm. So I respected and was loyal to the government, and that the government was led by the president and the deputy president. And
you credit entirely your stint both in the Jubilee government and the Kenya Kwanza cabinet to performance?
I do credit my retention and transition to the only minister who transitioned to my performance. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And you held that ministerial position till last year, at the height of the cabinet dissolution, which saw the entire cabinet fired by President William Ruto. You have credited your retention to performance. What would you credit your firing to?
I wouldn't say I was fired. I think the president, following the unrest and the Gen Z uprising, there was need to expand government. I believe I sacrificed to give way to formation of the broad-based government. So I also take credit for the establishment of this administration, the broad-based government, because I up to the time this government was dissolved, I had delivered almost half of my mandate in a very short time.
And when you say I sacrificed, were you consulted before the cabinet was dissolved? Did you know prior that you're going to lose your job technically as a minister?
I think as Kenyans and as cabinet secretary, we all saw it coming because of the current and instability, the political, the uprising of the young people, and something had to be done. We saw it before in 2005 during the banana and the orange referendum. The president also dissolved cabinets because after losing the referendum. So I think the president took the initiative before we got to 2005.
And former Waziri, when you say we saw it coming in reference to what was happening contextually at that time, yeah, did you at an individual level see it coming?
I had consultation, and we had even one-on-one with the president at that time, and you could see that there is a challenge in the country and there is need to broaden the government. And as a loyal member of the cabinet at that time, and I would give way, I would sacrifice. The country is bigger than me, and I thought it would have been good for the stability of the administration of the government that we give way to bring in other people so that we diversify the leadership of the country.
You are part of the cabinet at the height of the Gen Z protests.
Yes.
And the cabinet is the highest decision making in as far as the country's the country's executive arm is concerned. What was the difficulty in the government you were part of then, listening to the cries of the young people?
I wouldn't say there was difficulty in listening to the cries of the young people. What I would say is that having served as a labor minister, we have approximately 1.1 million young people transitioning from colleges and institutions of learning to the labor market. And this, for a long time, we've not had the growth of the economy corresponding with the number of graduates leaving colleges. So we actually have a crisis, a challenge of young people. Unemployment is a challenge. It's actually a time bomb in the country. So it was bound to happen, whether it was this administration or another. And it's not just a Kenyan problem. You've seen now in Nepal. You've seen you saw it also in other jurisdictions that the same problem is going on. So it's not a Kenyan case. It's not a unique issue.
Fair enough. You say it's not a Kenyan thing. The genesis of that Gen Z-led protest was a finance bill, which many said was unpopular. They urged the government, and you are part of the cabinet, to drop that finance bill.
Yes.
At that highest level decision making, those chaos many say were avoidable, isn't it? If the government you are part of listened.
We had a finance bill that had introduced various instruments of raising revenue. And as you know, our runaway debt is, we have a very big debt to service. So the government was bound to find ways of raising revenue. However, at the right time, we felt that the youth had spoken, the agencies had spoken. They didn't want taxation on their airtime. They didn't want taxation on various internet-related activities. And for sure, we took it up and we were able to sit as cabinet and resolved to withdraw the bill. And that rested or that calmed down the country.
The dissolution of that cabinet, so some of the fired cabinet ministers make a comeback. Aisha Jumwa was appointed as the chair of the Roads Board. Ababu Namwamba was appointed. Florence Bore was nominated and appointed as an ambassador. Moses Kuria was appointed as an advisor, though he resigned. Chelugui has not been. Is Chelugui politically in the cold?
Not really. I always interact and engage with the president once in a while. And I personally remember I was the longest serving cabinet secretary, having served in the previous administration and transitioned to this administration. And I think it was also right for me to step back and also engage in personal businesses and allow others to serve. However, that doesn't mean I'm in the cold, because the environment we serve, and as private and public, is the same. So I enjoy cordial relationship with the president to date, and I'm sure at the right time, other things will happen.
You say you enjoy a cordial relationship with the president. Has he at a personal level explained to you why he dropped you from his cabinet?
No, I had an understanding even from before the dropping that we need to create a broader based government. And the nearest person to sometimes to sacrifice is the closest person. And so I believe, or rather, I took it in stride. And I'm not bitter at all. I'm at peace. I'm okay, because I don't see any malice. I don't see any ill will, ill motive. I see the good intention. So I believe as things stabilize and having no bad relationship, things will resume and opportunities will come.
Well, we are speaking to former Minister Simon Chelugui. Time for us to take a short break here on TV47. This discussion is after this break. Stay with us.